Hey guys, so I'm finally doing Clementine0tangerine's Dreadlock Questionnaire. The first question, what made you decide to get dreadlocks, and if you had any hesitations while making your decision, what were they? I wanted dreadlocks for like years before I actually did it, and my parents didn't want me to at first, but eventually they were just like, whatever, it's just hair, you can do what you want. So, that was my only hesitation, I guess, from my parents. But I just felt like it was the right thing to do. It was just me. It's just, like, I hated my hair the way it was, and I always had horrible hair days, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get dreadlocks. It just seems easier, you know? So I did. What products do you use to clean your dreads? I used to use Naturegate shampoo, and then I bought some other brand. I don't even know what it is, but I don't like it at all. So mostly I just use my bar soap, which is Trader Joe's tea tree oil bar soap, and I really like the bar soap. It's a lot easier to use on dreads. You don't have to like use tons and tons of liquid, like because my dreads are so long. With the liquid soap, I have to use a lot of it. But the kind I bought, I just don't like the smell of it, and it makes my hair feel like really brittle, and yeah, it sucks. So I'll make a video about that stuff so you don't make the same mistake and buy it. But I really like the bar soap though, and I like the Naturegate shampoo, which I'll probably buy again because I really like the smell of it and it makes my dreads feel like softer and stuff. What are the coolest decorations you have had in your dreads, have seen in other dreads, or would like to try in your own dreads? I really like the felting, the wool roving in my dreads, which I don't have anymore because I took it all out. I have like a little bit, but I don't know where it is right now. And I usually have lots of beads and stuff, which I don't have in my dreads right now. But I've made other videos about them, so watch my other videos, because I've done videos about my beads and stuff. My friend Brittany, or Eden, she goes by Eden now, whose dread I have in my hair, this one, the Dread Fusion dread, this is her dread, but she got a second set of dreads now, and since they were short, she sewed back in all her old dreads that she had cut off, so now they're really long, and I think that's really cool. And she has like skull beads and just like lots of awesome stuff in her dreads. I'll have to get her in a video with me one of these days. So number 3, number 4. How has your family reacted to your dreads? What did they say when they first saw them? When I first came home and I had my little nubby back home dreads, my parents just laughed at me because they stuck out all crazy, and they're like, wow, those don't look like dreads, you know? But now my whole family loves them. Like, they can't picture me without them, so yeah, nobody really judges me for them or anything. What is your favorite way to style your dreads? I like wearing them down because I just feel more free and stuff. But I mostly wear them up in my dread bun, which I have a video about, so watch my videos. But my dread bun, or just like in a ponytail. I'll also wear them. Sometimes like just a half ponytail, like the top half, so I still get the length of having them down, but it's pulled back and out of my face. Yeah, that's mostly it. Sometimes I've been known to wear them in like braided pigtails, or just like a side braid, like braid all of my dreads. Do you prefer your dreads messy and natural, or neat and tidy? I prefer them messy and natural. I don't really do any maintenance to them. I just let them be. They're dreadlocks. They know what they're doing. So, they're natural. What types of things do you do to maintain or care for your dreads? Like I just said, I don't really do anything. Every once in a while, if I want to look more presentable, I'll use a crochet hook and pull in some of the loose hairs, but it just comes out in the end anyway, so I just don't really bother. It takes a lot of time to do, and I don't really care to do it. Number 8, what different colors have your dreads been throughout their journey? I obviously have some bleached dreads, and I at one point dyed them red, brown, and then the blonde. Originally, when I first bleached them, I dyed each one a different color of the rainbow, which is why I have 7 bleached dreads. But yeah, I dyed them each a different color of the rainbow with Manic Panic hair dye, and it looked pretty disgusting. If you look at my dread timeline video, there's a picture of it in there, and it looked pretty awful. But I've been wanting to dye my hair like a reddish color with henna hair dye. I still haven't gotten around to doing that, and now I'm jobless, so I don't have money to do that. But yeah, mostly they've just been brown and blonde, though, my natural hair color and the blonde. What difficulties did you have when starting your dreads? They were really poofy at first because the people who helped me back home, like, nobody knew what they were doing, which I still appreciate their help, but they weren't as tight as they could have been. Like, now I've back homed several people's dreads, and they've all come out way better than mine did originally. But if they would have been more patient with it and stuff, they would have started out better. But I didn't worry about it, the fact that they were poofy and stuff. Like, I just let them be, and obviously they sorted themselves out. They're tight as shit now, and, like, whatever. So, yeah, any difficulties that you're having, like, if you have new dreads, and you're like, oh, there's tons of loose hair, or they're coming out, and all this stuff, like, don't worry about it. It takes time, and they'll sort themselves out. So, yeah. Did you ever have any regrets about getting dreadlocks? No, I loved them. I've always loved them, and I loved that as soon as I got dreads, like, I didn't have those bad hair days anymore. Like, my hair is, like, an in-between curly and straight. Like, I don't have, like, pretty curls. It's more just frizz. So I had, like, the whole Christmas tree frizz ball head thing going on. So dreads were a good choice for me. Like, now, like, this is the longest my hair's ever been, because I could never really grow out my hair because it would just look like a Christmas tree, and I hated it. So now that I have dreads, I love my hair. So no regrets. Like, every once in a while when it's really hot outside, I'm like, fuck, I just want to cut them off. But, no, I won't really do that. How old were you when you got your locks, and how long do you plan on keeping them? I was 16 when I got my dreadlocks, and I plan on keeping them forever. Are there any people who have had dreads that you admire or inspired you to get your dreads? My brother's friend, Veray, when I was a freshman in high school, he was a senior, and he was the first person that I knew in real life that had dreadlocks, and so I guess he was kind of one of my original inspirations. But definitely this woman Caitlin, and this guy Mitch that I talked to on a MySpace group when I first started researching dreadlocks. They were huge inspirations for me, and they're the ones that taught me everything I know about dreads. And they're the ones that told me, don't use wax, and do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. So they were definitely inspirations to me. 13. Who has the most beautiful dreads you have ever seen? It's okay to say your own. Most beautiful. I think all people with dreadlocks have beautiful dreads. Like, I've never seen, well, okay, people with, like, the whole one dread beaver tail thing, I don't think that's beautiful. But that's their own thing, whatever. But, I think basically every person I've seen with dreadlocks have beautiful dreadlocks. So, yeah, it's hard to say. Everyone. In your opinion, what is the best method to start and maintain dreadlocks? In my opinion, I've dreaded several people's hair now, and I've always done back combing, and I've done a couple of my dreads with the rip and twist method, and I think if I could go back, I would do all my hair rip and twist, because I just think it looks better to start with, and locks up faster. They just come out tighter. But I think back comb or rip and twist is fine either way, or if you have the hair type to do neglect, I think, and you don't mind them looking more natural and messy, I think neglect's an awesome way to go. I honestly wish I would have done that, just so I could say that my dreads are, like, 100% natural neglect. But, yeah, my hair just wouldn't really dread itself to start with, so I went with back combing. Last question, what advice do you have for people who are considering dreadlocks or have recently started their own dreadlocks? My ultimate advice, don't use wax, and basically all those dread products out there, there's other ways you can go about it without buying those products that are extremely expensive and run by companies that just want your money and aren't really there to help you. Like the lock accelerating spray is just like salt water. Okay, so mix your own salt water at home, you know. Stuff like that, like lemon juice is a great alternative to a lot of those products. And the wax is just bad. I've known several people that have used wax and gone back and had to cut their dreads off and gone back and done it without wax and realized, hey, I should have never used wax, you know. So and just don't fuss with your hair so much. Just let it do its own thing. Like, yeah, palm roll every once in a while to start with. Movement and stuff is great for your dreads. Friction is what causes, like, movement, friction, that's what causes knots and tangles, and that's what locks up your dreads. So, you know, wear them down as much as possible when they're starting out, because wearing them up is constricting them and not letting them get that movement. So just let them be natural to start with and let them do their own thing, and don't worry about them until if they're like, you're a year and a half in and they're still like poofy and not locked, then yeah, you're doing something wrong. But just like, anyone can get dreadlocks. Doesn't matter if your hair is super straight and thin or whatever. Like, people are like, oh, my hair's too straight and soft, I can't get dreadlocks. But no, yeah, you can. Like, I've known people who have perfectly straight hair and they've had dreadlocks. Like, my friend Jessica, I backcombed her dreads for her, and she had blonde, straight hair, and her dreads are awesome. And, like, she's going through this phase now where they're shrinking a lot, and they're, like, really short. But I told her, like, don't worry about it. That's a good phase to go through. That means they're locking up. They're shrinking up. They're getting tighter. So, yeah, just don't worry about it. If you have loose hair, like, my dreads are almost 5 years old, and I have loose hair. It doesn't mean my dreadlocks are coming out. It doesn't mean anything. Like, it's just how they are. So, just don't worry. That's the ultimate advice. Don't worry. Be happy. Let them do their own thing. And, yeah, that's about it.